Hello everybody and welcome to Romancefuls Tarot. I'm about to begin here with a reading. Now this is a reading for the 27th of December 2020 and it is a general reading, so it might not resonate with everybody, so please do take whatever resonates with you and simply leave the rest of it aside. If ever you do have any questions, if ever you would like to inquire about having your own reading, please do contact me. My information is right below into the YouTube description box. Also, if you do enjoy the channel and you have not yet subscribed, please do take a brief moment to subscribe to the channel to show your support to the channel and to myself, and it is always very appreciated and I am very grateful. I do thank you in advance. So this is a very important reading. This is all about blind spots. Spirit has warnings for you because it is a blind spot. It's something that we must see. So I'm going to reveal to you your blind spot, okay? And I'm also going to conclude after with a guide, which I am going to put your guide message right here so I don't forget. And this reading is a channeled reading with Spirit. So this reading is a dedicated reading to the sign of Virgo. So my dear friends, let's begin. Okay. So first of all, we're going to be speaking about blind spot, which is all about denial. This is your blind spot. You're currently in denial of this situation. What are you avoiding? What are you admitting to? Or what are you accepting? These are three aspects that you need to verify, that you need to ask yourself this question. Is there anything that you're avoiding or that you're admitting to or that you're accepting? Denial is simply really refusing to accept or to admit the truth of the reality or something that we find very unpleasant, and so we think it's not possible. An example of this is a person who has been left by their spouse, but who continues to think and to speak and act as if they were simply on vacation. When we can't deal with, when we can't change or we can't eliminate something that is painful for us, in order to avoid that despair, what do? We simply deny whatever is painful. It's easier that way. It's like a mechanism of defense. But it is a powerful unconscious state of being, because to slip into that denial mode, you have to stop seeing. You have to stop feeling and hearing any proof to contradict it. At some level, they have to go into a bubble so as not to be reached by the proof of the outside world, because then you're going to have to contest it. And then it's going to bring you other problems. It's going to bring you some fights and some arguments. So you might think that denial is a good tool. After all, if someone can ignore proof in a law of attraction-based universe and focus on what they want to be true, well, they will manifest that into reality instead, right? Wrong. Denial is a state of resistance. It's a state of suppression. It is a pushing against what is unwanted. It's a refusal to accept something. It is a war with what is and whatever we resist, what we persist to do. So you need to keep in mind that denial is not just about denying that there's a problem. Some people see that there's a problem. You can see it clearly, but their denial comes in the form of minimizing the impacts it has on their lives, for excusing it, forgetting it, or even rationalizing it. So denial does not work, because unless you know where you actually are, you simply cannot know where you want to be. And you can't take the appropriate step between here and there. So, the lurking shadow underneath the denial is that the person who is in denial knows in some place inside himself or herself that they are lying to themselves. One of the most dangerous places for there to be denial is in a relationship. Denial in a relationship makes a relationship impossible. People may even be into the same room physically, but they are in different realities completely. And usually the one who is not coping with denial is in torment because they are not just alone. They are alone in their pain. So you need to ask yourself, what am I really afraid that I might be in denial about right now? Make a list. Denial runs deep, but often it doesn't run deep enough to totally silence that little voice inside that is warning you about the potential truth of an unpleasant reality. Then ask yourself, with each item on the list, if the voice of denial were not so loud, what would the unpleasant voice underneath it be saying to you about this situation? So see if it can really accept, and if you can really accept those unpleasant truths. Acceptance really is the opposite of denial and avoidance. So what does it mean to accept something? To accept is to recognize something as a valid or a correct. So doing this makes your being consent to receiving and to digesting it as truth. So instead of fighting to not acknowledge it and to not take it in, acceptance has nothing to do with condoning something or condoning something. It has nothing to do with whether you want to change something or not. It is simply about being able to acknowledge something as valid enough to let that acknowledgement in, instead of fighting to keep it out. So, if you receive this message, this card, this warning by Spirit, it is really about you taking a look at the situation and asking yourself, what are you unwilling to accept about this situation? And why are you unwilling to accept it? And if accepted, and if you accept that, what would it mean? Or what bad thing would happen if you did accept it? We're now going to move on to your guide's message. Ask for guidance. Be mindful that you're not on this journey alone. It can seem that way at times, but there are so many souls. Not only the one on earth plane, but in the spiritual realms, who have your best interests at heart, and they're always eager to help. All you have to do is reach out and ask. So when moments arise that are difficult and you feel that you need help making the correct choice, assistance is always there. This was the agreement before incarnation, so whether you're here consciously aware of it or you're not, there are several ways to contact your guides. Through contemplation, meditation, prayer, asking for contact in the dream state. Your connection to the wisdom of your guides is omnipresent. It's your job to find the best way for you to receive it. Guides and other teachers, they work closely with you and they understand your physical habits and your mental processes so that they can steer you into the right direction. So besides the personal assistance, they also have the ability to influence earthly circumstances for your benefit. There are many beings surrounding you from many realms, such as philosophers, sage, wise men, scholars, masters. Asking for help is not perceived as a weakness. It's really the opposite. It is the fully aware human who acknowledges and accesses his or her connection to the spirit realms. So make it a daily ritual to ask your guides to go before you on an earthly path and just show you the way. And this does conclude your beautiful reading with the blind spot and your guides. So I do hope that you enjoyed it. I do hope that you got some interesting information out of it. If you do have any questions, please do contact me. Please don't forget to subscribe if you have not subscribed yet. And I do wish you a beautiful day. Many blessings. I thank you for being there. And I will see you tomorrow with a new message.